Why narcissists discard you dramatically and then want you back. It's disgusting. Ever felt like someone is constantly pulling you in and pushing you away, leaving you utterly confused? Today, we're diving into the complex world of narcissistic behavior and the emotional chaos it can create. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you find this topic intriguing and want to explore more about navigating toxic relationships, hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you stay updated with all our latest content. Let's talk about this unsettling pattern where someone's actions tell you that you don't matter, only to reel you back in when you start to pull away. It's a classic narcissistic tactic. This push-pull dynamic isn't limited to romantic relationships. It can occur with family, friends, and even in other social settings. You might notice that whenever your focus shifts away from them, they suddenly become irritable or distant. But as soon as you start to move on, they'll pull you back with gestures that might seem caring, like compliments or invitations. If you're not familiar with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, and its traits, this behavior can be incredibly disorienting. You might find yourself questioning how someone can be so inconsistent and manipulative in their treatment of you. And even when a narcissist leaves you, it doesn't always end with a clean break. Their departure can often feel like a final, dramatic push to make you believe that the relationship is over, leaving you to deal with the emotional aftermath. For more insights on understanding and handling these complex dynamics, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Your journey through understanding and healing starts here. Let's tackle it together. In the mind of a narcissist, once they have discarded you and no longer need to pay attention to your existence, they have little interest in having anything more to do with you. The last thing they want is that voice, a very quiet voice, carrying from the corners of their life such news, like someone who doesn't know better than to understand, shut the casket. After all, attend. However, in the narcissistic position, you'd still make sense. But if there's one thing that all narcissistic relationships have in common, it's that each seeks to make the other person feel they've done something wrong, although they never actually provide clarity or insight into what that is. So, the other person is left without closure. They never learn what the story is and only know the meaning through cliches. To narcissists, those who seem to need the most help are those in the direst condition. If you're someone they thought was weak, a drop in the bucket compared to them, or someone they mistakenly assumed would be on their knees before them, well, then their dreams are dashed. Narcissists can also feel a bit paranoid and tense when you are quietly collapsing in their absence. You are silent as regards them. No buzzing little fly behind their head trying to drag on as it once had, for example, to obtain some form of completion or earn a little respect from them or to ask them where you went wrong. You just aren't that pest they are so very anxious to have around. When you refuse to give a narcissist any excuse to label you as annoying, their discomfort becomes palpable. Narcissists thrive on the control they have over others, and when you don't play along with their games, their self-satisfaction is threatened. They typically rely on you to chase them through various means, whether it's through mail or other forms of communication, just to elicit a response. Their communication often lacks clarity, leaving others to piece together confusing fragments of information. This disjointed approach forces individuals to depend on the narcissist to resolve the confusion they create, reinforcing their manipulative power. Narcissists are notorious for their inability to recognize their own narcissism. They see themselves as exceptionally intelligent and cunning, perceiving their manipulation as a sign of superiority over the average person. They believe they have absolute control over your life, enjoying the power they wield. When you fail to fulfill the role they expect, or if you refuse to play their game, they feel affronted and threatened. Once you've been discarded by them, they are unlikely to reconsider or admire you again. They want to maintain a position of dominance, reveling in the idea that you are worthless and beneath them. This power dynamic is essential to their sense of self-worth. When you stand firm and refuse to cater to their demands, it feels to the narcissist as though they've been personally betrayed. Their need to belittle and control is so strong that any deviation from their expectations feels like a profound affront. Your refusal to engage in their manipulative games challenges their perception of superiority, causing them significant discomfort. This reaction highlights how deeply they rely on their ability to dominate and demean others to sustain their inflated self-image. The best thing about a narcissist is that there isn't any alternative for them, always. They cannot be at ease until you provide the kind of validation needed for them to feel okay about your absence. So what happens over time is your silence. Nothing said back, not even a move on someday soon, silences them with their thoughts. Every day that goes by, they think to themselves, okay, perhaps you won't return, and maybe there's no point in waiting for everybody else either. Their ego goes down. You deliver such a severe narcissistic injury to them because your silence gets louder and louder. Imagine a background noise so subtle yet persistent, like the drip of a leaky faucet or the faint beep of an alarm. At first, you might hardly notice it, but over time, it grows increasingly intrusive and irritating. For a narcissist, this relentless noise symbolizes an internal discomfort or need for validation that they cannot easily silence. As the noise becomes unbearable, they might react by trying to impose their demands or manipulate you, hoping to drown out the sound by overwhelming you with their needs or actions. This often involves inflicting some form of emotional or psychological harm, expecting that your subsequent reactions will somehow provide them with the validation they crave. In their attempts to recreate the conditions that previously validated them, the narcissist may continue to act in ways that are indirect or confusing, as they struggle to understand how to regain their desired sense of control or affirmation. Even if they are unsuccessful in achieving the validation they seek, the underlying issue remains unresolved. This persistent struggle causes ongoing inner turmoil for the narcissist, leading to self-inflicted wounds that only you, in their view, have the power to heal. Their frustration and sense of inadequacy build up, making it feel as though their well-being hinges on your response, whether or not you choose to give it. You hold great power over them, and they hate to admit this. They can engage in other things to ease the pain for a while, but if you haven't given them their due, they'll feel trapped and in constant turmoil. If they're not thinking about it, it's okay. If they are, there is little else that will help because nothing else can get rid of the source. So, yes, of course, narcissists sometimes attempt to trap others, but in the end, they become trapped themselves. Thank you for diving into this intense topic with us today. Understanding the manipulative tactics of narcissists can be both eye-opening and empowering. If you found clarity or support in our discussion, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on navigating toxic relationships and emotional healing. Drop your thoughts, questions, or personal experiences in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you never miss an update. Remember, you hold the power to reclaim your peace and well-being. Until next time, stay strong and keep shining.